Hello there. Thank you for coming to my audiovisual presentation today. We will be talking about my favorite piece of art, The Elder Scrolls V: Skyrim. When did I first encounter this piece of media? The game was first released in November of 2011. My first experience with it would have probably been around February of 2012, a few months after the game was released. What emotional effect did this have on you? Well, the game for me was somewhat of an escape from reality. It came out when I was an 8th grader, I was in middle school, and I was still trying to figure out who I was. And middle schoolers really aren't the best people to be around when you're still not sure who you are and you don't know where you belong. So it offered me an escape. In Skyrim, you can be anything you want. You can find family in the Dark Brotherhood. You can find companionship and unity in the companions of Jorrvaskr. You can be studious in the College of Winterhold. Whatever you want to be, it's entirely up to you. And so Skyrim, for me, was a place where I could live a better life. One of the main reasons I love this game is it has a beautiful storyline. There are actually several somewhat concurrent storylines. You can be the Dragonborn, the savior of the world, from the Devourer Alduin. You can be either an Imperial or a Stormcloak in the Civil War. You can help with the rebellion of the Forsworn in the Reach. And there are also several smaller storylines. And even beyond the game's scripted storylines, you could still roleplay a different life for yourself. You could be a paladin hunting undead in dungeons, or you could be a simple farmer, whatever you really want. Anything you can imagine fitting into a medieval lifestyle. Beyond that, there's also dialogue to further deepen the roleplay, because not all of the options really have much of an effect on the gameplay, but it conveys how you want yourself to be perceived as that character. Another thing is the graphics. In 2011, the graphics were really good. Beyond that, it was also updated with a high-res patch. In addition to that, there was a re-release of the game in 2016, I believe, the special edition, which had up to 4K graphics, which is really good graphics. On top of that, leading into my final point, there is a lot of community-made mods, where you can have shaders, 4K graphics for everything, not just the default things. And the community mods go well beyond just graphics. Skyrim has the greatest modding community of any game I have ever played, and to this date the second largest active community after Minecraft. And so how does this piece of work inspire you? Skyrim, for me, is somewhat of a goal. My dream for the last several years has been to work for Bethesda and maybe possibly work on one of the future Elder Scrolls games. But beyond that, it's also something of a rival to me, because I want to create something of my own that has as much of a lasting impact and as much of an effect on people's lives as Skyrim has had on my life. I want to be somebody else's inspiration for becoming a game developer. I want somebody else to come along and surpass me so that I can hopefully one day play the best game ever. And finally, thank you so much for coming to watch my presentation.